Viewer discretion is advised.
Authorities have released images and videos of a subject they want to identify in their search for missing 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie.
Yesterday, the FBI released something they thought was gone forever. Surveillance footage showing an armed, masked figure tampering with Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera just hours before she vanished. This video wasn't supposed to exist. Nancy didn't have a camera subscription, so this footage should have been overwritten, deleted, lost. But the FBI worked with Google to recover it from backend data systems. And what they found, honestly, it's chilling. I'm going to break down this footage frame by frame, show you details the news isn't talking about, and explain what this actually tells us about whoever took this 84-year-old woman. Because this case just took a massive turn. Before we get into it, if you care about helping bring Nancy home, hit that like button. It pushes this video to more people. And someone watching might recognize something in this footage. Your click could genuinely make a difference here. Real quick for anyone new, Nancy Guthrie, 84, mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, was taken from her Tucson home in the early morning hours of February 1st. She's got serious health issues, needs daily medication, has a pacemaker. Blood was found on her porch. This is day 11 now, and every hour matters. Family got a ransom note demanding millions in Bitcoin. 2 deadlines passed with no contact. The FBI's offering $50,000 for information. Billboards are up across multiple states, and yesterday they finally released the surveillance video they recovered. This is the biggest break in the case so far. That's the setup. Now let's get into what this video actually shows, because there's a lot here people are missing. Drop a comment with your thoughts on this case, but keep it respectful. Nancy's family might see this. We're here to help, not speculate wildly. All right, here's the technical side first, because it's actually fascinating. Nancy's doorbell camera went offline at 1:47 a.m. on February 1st. At 2:12 a.m., the Nest system detected a person. But there was no video available because Nancy didn't have a subscription service that saves footage to the cloud. Normally, that means the footage is overwritten after a short period and it's gone forever. But the FBI worked with Google, and they recovered this video from what they're calling residual data located in backend systems. Think of it like this. When you delete a file from your computer, it's not actually gone immediately. The data still exists until it gets overwritten by something else. The FBI and Google found these fragments before they were permanently erased. This is cutting-edge forensic work, and it just gave us our first real look at the suspect. So what does the footage show? There are 2 main video clips and several still images. Let me walk you through both videos. We see a person approaching Nancy's front door. They're walking through the front archway with their head tilted down, clearly trying to avoid showing their face even though they're already masked. This person is wearing a ski mask, dark jacket, light-colored pants that look like khakis, sneakers, gloves, and a backpack. They're armed. You can see what appears to be a holstered handgun on their waist. As they get closer to the door, they immediately raise their gloved hand up to the camera lens, trying to cover it. This isn't someone who stumbled onto this house randomly. They knew the camera was there, and their first move was to disable it. This one's really specific, and it tells us something important. The person is now facing the camera more directly. They've got a flashlight in their mouth, not in their hand, in their mouth. That's a hands-free technique. It's not sophisticated, but it shows they needed both hands free for what they were doing. While holding the flashlight in their mouth, they grab what law enforcement identified as prairie brush, vegetation that was right there on Nancy's porch, and they stuff it over the camera lens to block the view completely. Think about that sequence. Approach, hand over lens, realize they need better coverage, grab nearby plants, obscure the camera. This was planned. But it wasn't executed perfectly. They had to improvise. Based on the door frame, investigators estimate this person is somewhere between 5 feet 8 inches and 6 feet 0 inches. Medium build. No vehicle visible in the footage, but that doesn't mean there wasn't one parked on the street nearby. Here's where it gets interesting. A retired FBI supervisory special agent named Steve Moore analyzed this footage and pointed out something specific. The holster looks wrong. It appears to be a small pistol, but it's in a holster that's way too big, like it's meant for a large revolver, and it's positioned awkwardly right at the belt buckle area. Moore called this person an amateur, saying it looks like their first time doing something like this. The way the gun's carried, the somewhat clumsy camera tampering, this doesn't look like a professional criminal. But that doesn't make them less dangerous. It actually might make them more dangerous because amateurs panic. If you're still here, you clearly want updates on this case. Subscribe and hit the bell so you know immediately when there's new information. Every subscriber helps this reach more people who might recognize something. Let's connect the timeline with this footage because it tells us exactly when Nancy was taken. 1:47 a.m. Camera disconnects 2:12 a.m. System detects person. This is when the footage we just watched was recorded. 2:28 a.m. Nancy's pacemaker app disconnects from her phone. That's a 16-minute window from when this person showed up to when Nancy's pacemaker lost connection. The pacemaker disconnecting is huge. It means either her phone was destroyed, taken far enough away that Bluetooth dropped, or we don't want to think about the other option. But it confirms she was moved and moved fast. The blood on the porch, the forced removal, the immediate camera tampering. This person came prepared to take Nancy specifically. They didn't break in looking for valuables. They came for her. Sheriff Chris Nanos said Nancy is sharp as a tack mentally, but she's got limited mobility and needs daily medication. Without it, according to the sheriff, it could be fatal. It's been 11 days. Multiple news outlets received ransom notes demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin. One note specifically said $4 million by February 5th, or the price goes up to $6 million by February 9th. Those deadlines have passed. No proof of life has been provided. The FBI confirmed at least one ransom note was fake and arrested someone for it. But they're still investigating others. The family has publicly said they're willing to pay. Savannah Guthrie, sitting with her brother and sister, looked into the camera and said, "We will pay. Please return our mother to us." But as of yesterday, the FBI said they're not aware of any continued communication between the Guthrie family and suspected kidnappers.
This is what America has been waiting for. Someone out there knows something. There's distinguishing enough characteristics from the backpack to the height that hopefully someone knows something.
That's right. And maybe this person discarded the gloves, the mask, the backpack. Who knows? All of that can be tested for DNA if found. This is potentially going to crack this case open. But
as of right now, there are no suspects, no persons of interest, and no identified vehicles. The FBI released this footage publicly because the family and law enforcement do not recognize this person. They're hoping someone will look at the clothing, the backpack, the build, the way they walk, and recognize something. President Trump reviewed the footage yesterday. The White House confirmed he's been briefed and is encouraging anyone with information to contact the FBI. Here's what we know for certain. This was targeted. The person knew about the camera. They came armed. They disabled surveillance first. They took Nancy by force, leaving her blood behind. And they haven't made verified contact in days. The amateur handling of the firearm, the improvised camera blocking, the somewhat disorganized approach. This might not be a professional, but whoever this is, they planned enough to know when to strike, what to bring, and how to get Nancy out of her home.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all of the prayers and the love that we have felt, my sister and brother and I, and that our mom has felt. Because we believe that somehow, some way, she is feeling these prayers and that God is lifting her even in this moment and in this darkest place. We believe our mom is still out there. We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help.
Share this video. Send it to anyone in Arizona, New Mexico, California, Texas. Someone watching might have the one detail that brings Nancy home. That's worth 10 seconds of your time. If you have any information about Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-225-5324. Or call the Pima County Sheriff's Department at 520-351-4900. Look at this footage again. The masked figure in the dark jacket and khaki pants. The backpack, the build, the way they move. Do you recognize anything? Have you seen someone matching that description? Maybe someone who left town suddenly around February 1st? Maybe someone whose behavior changed. This person is out there somewhere, and someone knows who they are. Nancy Guthrie is a mother, a grandmother, and by all accounts a kind woman who deserves to be home with her family. Let's help make that happen. I'll keep you updated as this case develops. Until then, keep Nancy in your thoughts. Keep your eyes open, and if you see something, say something. Bring her home.